Are we okay? We got to fucking... We've got to do the fucking shit that we need for fucking drug abuse. No! Are you listening? Oh, you're gonna like this. You're really gonna fucking like this.
Sean from Middle Grounded. We're gonna be talking about the CEO of the Solo Chomo Sex Shop, the CEO of the Cornville Condom Company, and the owner and proprietor of the Trailer of Failure, Mr. Lorne Armstrong. Before we begin, I am a 100% empath. I also try to be sympathetic to the feelings of everyone, even the ones that do horrible things. I'm talking about Lorne Armstrong, and I've tried over and over again to figure out where he was. Was there really an excuse? That's not what we're here to talk about, but I'm making a point. My daughter, when she was younger, she did dance. And there was an area where you would sit and wait for your daughter to come out, but it was close to the dressing rooms for the older girls and the younger girls. None of the fathers sat in there because it made us uncomfortable. It felt like we were invading their space. Could we have? Yes. But as a dad, you just want to give these girls their space. You want them to feel comfortable. You don't know if someone is having family issues at home. If some of these girls have been the victims of people like Lorne Armstrong, you don't know. So you give them their space. That's something I would expect every dad to understand. Lorne Armstrong, he invaded a 13-year-old's space. And not only that, but he tried to groom her. He tried to get her to do some vile things. And I can't ever get to the point where I'm like, okay, I understand where you're coming from, Lorne. I see what happened to you. I understand that you were a victim yourself. I have never gotten there, and I don't think I ever will. So I just wanted to point out that I try, when I'm making these videos, I really try to be sympathetic with him, but I can't, because he's a freaking monster and a predator. That being said, I want to talk about Mr. Passive Aggressive, the guilt trip master. I distinctly remember a call when Winnie was going to have a massage purchased by her sister Debbie. This should be something that all women enjoy. But of course, because Lorne's a virgin and he doesn't know how sex is initiated, anyone that wants to still try and tell me he's not a virgin, don't try and tell me he's not a virgin. He is a virgin. He doesn't understand how sex is initiated. He doesn't understand what goes on. Everything is some kind of pornographic situation where a movie's about to break out. Even with someone with no talent like myself, you can see that. So anyway, moving on. The entire time, she's trying to share with Lorne that she's going to get a relaxing massage because she's stressed out. Lorne's talking like this. I know what Debbie's trying to do. She's trying to get you laid. I know that, deep tissue massage actually means getting laid. It is maddening, as are a lot of things that this guy does. Moving on. So for the entire call, he's just mumbling. And he keeps telling her, I trust you. But he keeps on saying, you're going to get laid. I just know it. You're going to get laid. Debbie's trying to take ownership of you. And in his head, and this says a lot, he believes that the reason that Debbie is trying to get conservatorship is because she wants Winnie to turn into a slut. As he says, Debbie admitted. Now, Lorne's idea of a slut is any guy who walks down the street, she's just going to bang. But for the rest of us, we grew up, with a slut. It was a girl who had sex with a couple guys from high school. And if that was the case, I'm a male slut 10 times over. But that's not the point. The point I'm trying to make is every time anyone tries to do anything in their life that Lorne doesn't feel comfortable with or doesn't like, which is pretty much everything, he's going to guilt trip them. He's going to do whatever he can to try to stop them from enjoying that. Lorne couldn't afford a massage. And he's not confident enough to go get a massage. And God help him if the masseuse is a male. Now, I've had sports massages before, and it's been a male. And there's nothing erotic about them. I screamed in pain in a couple of them. And I'm not ashamed to admit that, because it felt like my muscles were being ripped apart. The last thing I was thinking of when I was getting a deep tissue massage was sex, because it kind of hurts. You have knots all over your body, but Lorne would never know that because, as I said before, he has no life experiences. I would imagine if Winnie was there trying to go out and get a cheeseburger with their friends, Lorne would be like, okay, I guess I'll just stay at home. I guess I'll just, I don't know, smoke some cigarettes and I'll wait for you to get back. I know there are going to be a bunch of guys there, so I trust you. That is 100% a scenario that could play out. And so when Lorne is telling a woman that he trusts her over something stupid, like going out and getting a cheeseburger, which we know he would, he doesn't trust her at all. If you have to tell a woman that you trust her, there's a problem. And I will be honest with you, and I don't want to alarm anyone if you have a spouse that does this or a significant other. If they're constantly telling you that they trust you, they probably don't. And they want you to know that your trust is in question. There's also another issue. If trust is constantly being brought up, and again, I don't want to alarm anyone, it could be that they are being unfaithful to you and their own trust is on their mind. And they project it. I don't think that's something new for a lot of us. I've had moments when I was married, and in the 15 years I was together with my ex, where I wasn't sure. And maybe I was right in some cases. I don't know. I don't even go back and look at it. I don't, because what's it going to do? Even if it was true, it's over now. And that's another point. Lorne would constantly bring it up. Look at Paula. Never existed, but he still remembers it to this day. And I will say this, if your spouse cheats on you, I'm going to try to give you some advice. If you're get a divorce and they're quickly with someone else, like very quickly after you separate, here's some advice. If you love your significant other, you should be happy for them, no matter how unhappy you are. You fought for them, it didn't work, move on. And I'll also say this. Why would you be angry at someone else for wanting your significant other for the same reasons you do? And it's their choice. Why would you want to fight for somebody that doesn't want to be with you, that disrespected you? Lorne, and this is the point I'm making, would constantly, if they ever broke up, go, well, I guess you don't want me in your life. I guess I'm just going to sit here. I guess I'm just going to drink myself until I die. I just go on that date tonight. Yeah. Now with Ramona, I still think because Lorne had just gotten out of prison, that was a lot of his anger and a lot of his distrust. Because remember, trust is projected. Lorne can't be trusted. That's why he's on probation. I gave you all my trust. Well, Lorne, probation gave you all their trust and you broke it because that's who you are. I'll never understand him, like I said at the beginning. If you have a significant other who constantly guilt trips you, or even guilt trips you quite a bit, not constantly, evaluate, is it worth this getting much worse? Because as you become more attached to people, it's going to get worse. As they become more attached to you, it's going to get worse. Which is why Lorne, who attaches himself, obsessive love disorder, and some other stuff I'm going to talk about that will also be research-filled. Lorne gets so attached so quickly that he's terrified something's going to happen and they're going to take that honeymoon phase away from him. They're going to take that feeling of intense devotion away from him. Without these women, he has nothing, which is why, no matter what, if they went to a book club, yeah, I trust you. And Winnie, in that call about the massage, kept trying to change the subject, and no matter how much she reassured him, he'd just go back to, yeah, well, you know, Debbie's trying to turn you into a slut. He doesn't trust them. If you're in a conversation with your significant other and you can't come to a resolution about something as stupid as going out or her getting a massage or even or acupuncture or something that involves someone touching their body like a male doctor, for God's sake, it's time to move on. Women, you do not want a husband who thinks that every man is out to bone you, which is why Lorne, hearing deep tissue massage, he heard the word deep, he heard male, and he heard massage. And he separated those words in his head. Because deep to him, we know what he associates it with because he's a virgin. He's never had sex. He hears massage. He's thinking boob grab, I guarantee you. And of course, male, if it was a broomstick with a penis, he'd be like, get that fucking broomstick out of our fucking lives. It's not that hard to understand. But I just wanted to talk about this moron and his passive-aggressive guilt tripping, because he knows anger is probably going to drive a woman away in a situation where she's guaranteed to get boned, which is why at the end of the Ramona, I'm going on a date call, he tries to smooth it over at the last second with the put some on lady clothes on. And he's got that shaky voice, and you can hear the adrenaline still in it, and he's like, I was trying to make a joke. No, you weren't, Lorne. You were being serious. It was, hey, let's have sex. I'm just kidding if they say no. He is a pizza chit. He will always be a pizza chit. And I hope he never finds a real woman. Sean from Middle Grounded. I love you guys. Please like, subscribe, and share. And I will see you in the next one.